Welcome, guys. Another Sunday. We are already kind of in the mid of January, so the time flies, to be honest with you. I didn't realize it, but yeah, it goes already fast. So I'm scared what's the next or the whole year gonna bring us. Anyhow, another Sunday, another weekend, another dead price action, like we always have most of the times. There are some things I want to talk about it. Not much change from the whole big move and breakout of the range that we used to be. There are some possibilities for more retracements if we're not gonna regain anything above us. So let's see. So far, there is some orders placed below us. We didn't had them quite for a long time that heavily. So let's see if that's gonna be us a support and keep us going higher, or if that's gonna be dealing as a magnet. So far, we are below of the whole point of control of the volume right now of the biggest volume node of VR, but there is one more below us. Could really act as a support, and I'm assuming and aiming for that as well. But no matter less, there is much more below us. So we used to have this big ass block for my range, but we used to have that for quite a long time. They pulled it while we've been stacking to get higher up. So that was kind of a sign as well. But right now, they not sure if they are the same but similar way of stacking back in the game. Not fully because they are quite bigger used to be, but right now they're halfway back in. So let's see if that's going to be dealing as a magnet, right? It's going to be the support, or if we're going to come back at least around ish 80 or 90k, if that's going to be dealing as a push to go higher up. Moving on the heat map, used to overall look, I'm not really like using that much it lately because it's been stacked quite heavily in both sides. A little more to the downside to 86-ish area. That's over a couple mil, a couple 10 mils. So that's quite significant. That could even bring us quite higher up. There is potentially a little bit more stack above us after we took the whole node over here. Not that heavy anymore, and we see some small gaps in between. So we could range here to fill this up, or we could even bounce a little bit more lower and see if we're gonna potentially have a bigger move from the support that we're gonna take out. That's kind of all on that perspective. Back and move this up. So moving on, started with bigs. Quite seriously, we came back at 18. We kind of tested it. So next time, if we're gonna go higher up, all of that stuff over here, that's not gonna hold us. We're gonna blast through it, or even set a close above it or around that area. So that's already one thing that I'm aiming and looking at. Right now, technically, we're still in the range. We need to break again the 14 level, 14.2, to even considering to going lower, right? So not much change from this point of view. We are still in this range, right? We still could do something like that, or even to the downside, break or stay below. Rather to be below 15, range here and go a little bit lower. That's all fine. So we're gonna see this kind of movement, right? Quite honest with you. But so far, we are in the middle of it. Let's see what the Monday's gonna bring us. That's quite interesting. There are some potentially things that might even push us a little bit lower. That said as well, Dixie, if this, sorry, I had something in my eye. If this continuously still going higher, then eventually we will do some damage to the downside. So dollar is still up. We didn't retrace at, I mean, yeah, we did have that retracement over here, but it wasn't nothing significant. We didn't break anything. It didn't push us even lower. So right now we are still aiming to get higher up into the 99.8-ish area for the bigger stuff we fail from November. Yeah, it's been a while. November stuff. So let's see how we're going to deal with it. So eventually, thinking as this is the mid, this is the high, this is the low. We are right now stacking above the high. Let's see if we're going to keep up with it and coming higher up. Breaking the $100, that's problematic for the market. And I guess the name says this already. That's going to be some damage doing. But pulling it lower and failing at it right now, still could bring us a little bit higher up, but make sure we did regain this high with this higher high. So potentially we could settle a higher low and do a bigger move, right? So there are a couple scenarios that I'm looking at it. So far, this is really an uptrending. Last time we've been there, you could consider this area as the same move, not really exact, but something similar with small pullback and then having a blast through it. Could we do it again? Yes, of course we could. Let's see how we're gonna dealing with that. Now, interesting stuff's happening with the total tree. We did settle the higher high back in beginning of the January. Right now, technically, it's not set yet till we're not gonna break the low, but so far, if you're not gonna regain this hip, we did settle lower high, right? So not much changing in the up movement potentially. We're still in this whole freaking range, as we always are. So breaking down below 875 will bring us into this pocket, but I'm aiming that we could be and have a bigger bounce from it potentially. If and only if next week we start to do a bigger stuff and regain and close anything above that, then the market is full on, right? We're gonna send. But that's only if. That said, we need to get above 900 billion. So that's the line in the sand. PEX is doing the PEX thing, still going higher, similar with silver. Inside, just want to mention as well, before the stream, I've been in a meeting and we are pushing the silver bot. Quite interesting. I really want to get a hands on that one as well and see how that's going to be performing. Same thing as gold. So don't expect significant bigger moves or like volatile or whatever. It's still in up movement, right? So the same thing. And I will point this out just because there is one member in the audience who likes that. You see, my Netflix trade. Oh, I need to change this into this because right now we are in the short, and I'm gonna say something about that. We hit my last TP that I set it up. I'm still a little bit in that trade, and so far, I want to see settling around 85-ish. If we're gonna break below 83, then the short TA start to change into the long one. Not much yet of TA on that perspective, just because I'm still waiting for the earnings to come in and the price to settle. There's two things we need to do. We need to or hold 86, that's the make or break, or break that stuff and get back at 85. That's the only two scenarios that I'm looking at right now. So let's see how that's going to be playing out. Just FYI mentioning it. And moving on Bitcoin. CME gap, we took out a small one, what we had over here. Not really something majoring. Just by the pullback on that one, we did take out them. And we have right now still the one on 88-ish area. So far, we are not dealing with a CME gap, no matter how we open up right now. Nothing gonna change. There is nothing major, nothing big coming up. Or we need to settle like 5K candle in a couple hours, but not really seeing that happening. Dominance. That still looks a little bit more interesting for movement on the market. Why? Just because same thing what we did on the total tree. Right, this is your higher high, this is your lower high. So for this perspective of chart, we want that technically lower high. Why? We want this to go lower. That's the only thing what we aim for. We don't want the dominance to spike up and go higher up. We want to go lower up. So right now, like I'm saying, there are two things that I'm aiming for. It's a Dixie and the dominance. And let's see which one's gonna pick up and which way we're gonna deal with from tomorrow or even from today, daily close and weekly open. So yeah, that's the whole idea behind the dominance. I've been mentioning that we fail from this low. We settle at a lower low technically. So lower high is perfect in that scenario for down continuation or even get back at 85 and break that, right? So all possible. But if that start to open up and we start to grind into that resistance and regain that hip, then we're gonna do some sneaky thing as all of that stuff, what we've been dealing technically, and then one big move to the upside, right? With that wick, we could do that again. So we're gonna see some volatility coming in to the market. So interesting stuff that's gonna happening. That's for sure. Moving on the market bundle, we technically see not much coming in. That price action that we've been talking about, right? That sideways, that nothing like changing price action through Saturday and deals on Sunday. Let's see how we're gonna be dealing with the daily close. That's gonna be in 6 hours. So far, we are still on that note. We have some low volume below us, and then the biggest stuff that's what I've been mentioning around the 90, 91-ish area. I would like to get back at it. Yes, the oscillators are almost cooled off perfectly. Not yet there, but almost. So we still could continue. We've been squeezing quite heavily through Saturday with all of the capital flow index over here. As I always mention it, we still higher up on the capital flow large caps. But if we start to see any changes or flips, that start to get problematic. Remember that the stable coins are quite high together with the leverage cap. If one of those ones gonna regain each other, then that's the continuation in which direction we're gonna go. So Als and Sheddies had some push-ups yesterday, but so far they are quite low. Moving on the bigger stuff, as I've been mentioning, Dixie been rising, PEX is rising, and of course PIX had to get above the neutral line. That's already a sign to worry about or to think for a pullback if that's going to be the case. Now, as I'm mentioning every single time, and technically you can backtest it as well when you switch this on your side. When you have Bitcoin going over the 60%, it's not for long that we're gonna stay there. Like it's rarely that we've been there for like a week above that, right? So every single time we get back at 60 or even above, right now we get back at 67.7, we have a pullback already into the middle of 29-ish area. But that's the pullback from the highs. Like I always been saying, you buy the low, sell the high, right? As easy as it gets on the capital flow index. So starting that, if Bitcoin start to get back at the middle line or neutral line, we could see some potentially pullback at the 90s or 80s that I've been mentioning. I'm going to cover that in a second on the streams. And USDT, if we start to see this to pick up and start to get at the highs, that means we will see some pullback definitely on the market, because then a lot of people are taking profits. Not yet. I'm assuming we could see something from tomorrow, from the next week, but on the top of that, SPX need to move as well, right? But already, as you can see, total 3, as I've mentioned as well, get above the 65%. That's the highest as it always gets, or like so far it goes. We see a pullback, and quite drastically as well. So be aware. This is really, really, really good tool and super cheeky to check what's the sentiment of the market, which direction we are. Is there any room to go higher? Yes or no? Are we already above the 60 line, like 60%? Then that means there is potentially any kind of movement for the pullback or even sideways, right? Be aware. So technically, it shows you the exhaustion of the market, the coin, or whatever ticker you're gonna add to this list. If you want more about it, let me know. I'm gonna send you a video that I recorded how to use it, because this tool is gonna change the whole game which you're in trading, and it will double it or even not triple it sooner or later if you use it wisely. Moving on to our lovely Biddy. So switch all of this off. Let's have a look what we've been dealing with. So weekly open was quite nice. We have a really good weekly open right now. Candle all above all of the stuff we'll be dealing, of course. Don't think in 6 hours we're gonna retrace all of that. That's not really possible in the market condition what we are right now. The only thing what we need to worry is that from the next weekly open we're gonna stay above the 94k. Going back lower than 94, we could fully get back at the lows to invalidate the fair value gap, right? Because this is the fair value gap. So keep that in mind. Overall, daily wise, still really good close what we used to have a couple days ago, and right now we are retracing. That's been 3 days in a row. But we had like a bearish close, and we potentially still aiming to go lower, right? You're gonna get back at, like I've been saying, 94-ish. That's the hip, but it's holding us right now. Technically, getting back lower, we could fill it up and get support at 90. Let's see if that's gonna be holding. If not, we're gonna get back and the mega 150 long axis liquidity. So it's still there potentially to grab. 4 hour. Now, local range that we are interested in is quite easy and simple as it gets. The low that you want or don't want, it's up to you. To lose is 94.5. Lose that low, it's definitely gonna fill up all of that stuff and go back at least at 92.6, maybe even lower, right? That's the low you don't want to lose or want, up to you. Regaining the high means you need to get back at 95.6 and close above it. That's the close that you need to regain. Nothing else in between matters in that point. Regaining that high, you still need to flip the whole RSI flip that you've been doing of a quite perfectly. There's been a quite nice hold of this whole low, and then you're gonna get back at 96.7. That said, I don't say we could regain or get through that resistance straight up. Why? There are two things that happened already. First thing first, we fell from this low and we fell from this low. Quite significant. And here is the point. We can debate it if I agree or don't agree with Stu. He is in his rights, and I bet I'm in my right as well, just by thinking structure wise, this is the low on body and this is the low on the body. So like, you know me, what does that mean? You start to break the structure on the 4 hour, right? Not only once, you did it over here, right? This line broken and this is broken. Not only that, but on top of that, the only thing that I technically don't care about is fix, and you got even lower than that, right? So already that's a sign for me for a weakness. Yes, we could regain that quite easily by getting back at 96, right? So you're gonna see something like this. You can get back at 90 over here, grind into it, 96, goes higher, come back, and then start to regain and change all of that stuff, right? So that could be. But no matter what, there are two resistance points that you need to be aware of. And that's even this one as well. Because all of those 3 wicks perfectly next to each other didn't even come close to 97.2. So that's another resistance that we will or could deal with going closed in. So yeah, overall, this is the whole local volume, local stuff that you need to deal with, breaking or make it. And there is something else that I want to again point out and show you something. So there is possibility, right, in the whole volume and place right now that we are in. If this, right, let's zoom out and I want to show you something. If this, all of that what we are doing right now continues higher, two things can happen. And sadly, I need to point that out. Like going back and forward right now, like all of that stuff, like not even coming back at the lows, the major stuff that we need to deal with, but just continue grinding higher up. That means we could potentially see something like this. Imagine, and technically I'm going to point you out something as well in a second. If we are in this range right now, right, and we blast through it, right, and we're going to go higher up and then do something like that, then none of those lows could even matter anymore, because then we're going to be dealing with some bigger stuff. I don't want to say bear market, but stuff in lower at 70 or 60-ish. Remember this. This is quite interesting stuff that I saw coupled days ago. If this is your high, you have this wick over here, then this is your low, and then you start to get back at this stuff over here, right? Remember that. All-time high, big ass wick, low, right? And then range. Just remember that. It's not similar at all, but how does that look like? Even this 10/10, quite similar to this wick, right? So if and only if that top is the same as this top, and we had that liquidity event over here, the black swan, aka you can call it, same thing over here, and then we had as perfect as it freaking gets, and that scared me actually. Like I've been mentioning this freaking daily, this high, right, with this low. And I've been shorting from this high over here because we didn't break that daily, right? We all think remember that. So look at this. What you mean? Market is rhyming. It's almost similar what we're having right now, right? A little bit more extended. Yes, I agree on that part. Because that move was a little bit more deeper and steeper. That's fine. But now, all of that stuff over here, what we've been dealing with, look at that. Right? Technically same thing. High, higher high, higher high. High, higher high, higher high. Low, 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 low. Same principle, right? Expanded moves. Want to scare anything? Just want to point out, right? I love that stuff. I love to watch things repeat itself in some kind of way. But yeah, this is what I want to show you. Like fucking hell, we could be dealing with the same thing. Only thing is, how do we gonna break that? It's simple. So far, if we gonna break that, we should get back at least at this low, right? High low, and then start to do the bigger stuff to the upside. Or, and I said that because with this move, you didn't settle any higher low, right? So we need to have a higher low, proper one. After that, we need to have another higher high, and then the continuation. I said we're gonna get back, kill all of this liquidity, and then start to get back higher up. Why? Because we need to deal with not only the stuff what we've been dealing here, this high and this high. Those two are the biggest highs that you need to deal with the highest resistance. After all, it's said we need to break out of the all-time high. So how do you kill this on the second scenario? Easily by getting back at this high, right? Regain that, come back, and then do another one, regain of this. Then you start to fumble around the all-time high. We don't need to regain that. Come back fully and then do another one. That potentially is going to change the whole scenario that we are thinking right now, in which way we could go, even if it's going to be the end of the bull market or it's going to be a continuation and going higher up. That's the only way how I'm thinking we're going to deal with this stuff. We don't need to settle the first time all-time high, right? That's no needed. We can be dealing it a second time. So that's over here. That's technically what I'm aiming for. That's we could do. But this looks quite scary similar. Even the scary part is that we had this liquidity events here as well. Funny enough, if you look at closely at all-time high, this was the all-time high. We get lower and lower with the fair value gap, that never been filled. Right? We are doing it extended move. I've been saying that for like years already, also not from the bear market. The whole move, what we're doing here, it's freaking extended what we used to do over here. Either way, it's this or is this the move. No matter what, both of them are equal the same. Same principle as well. High, biggest back down, grind, and then another failure, right? Same thing here. Failure, grind, failure, and then another grind up. So yeah, all this shenanigans what we've been doing, all the same. Just a little bit tweaked. But yeah, that's what I want to show you. That caught my eye, lastly. And of course, we still could do this, right? This is all the sign I've been pointing out. Like getting back at the low, setting a low over here, but not breaking this, right? Like somewhere like around ish the area of 78, 76. That's gonna be a game changer, right? Big ass. Because if you be dealing with the V bottom right now, after we broke off the range and we settled this, come back, grind, and then do explosive move, okay. Bear market, it's not even beginning, in my opinion. We still gonna settle an all-time high then. So yeah, this could go literally both ways, and that's why I've been watching it for every single day. Like, okay, what are we doing, daily wise, weekly wise, and of course monthly? But that's not really changing that quick or that much. And see, like we had three negative monthly right now closes. Let's see if the general gonna be positive. But the only thing that keeps me away from that is the whole oscillator. Right, this could go for ages still, no matter what. Right, we could deal with that with even till freaking I don't know end of the year and then drop off. Yeah, probably. Let's see. So far, this is the stuff what we are dealing with, and technically there are some levels to get through it. Right. Yeah, oscillator on the 4 hour looks good, but then remember one thing: cash flow is out, so possible for a retracement could be as well, or even bigger side moves. So technically, all that what you've been pointing out, that this price action is dead over here. Yes, it's kind of every single weekend what we're doing over here as well. Same thing. Thing is a little bit different on that side. We've been breaking the structure. Over here, we've been holding constantly on this hip. Yeah, we broke that one, right? That one big candle over here, and we continue lower. After all, after that, we never settle a new low. Here, right? Technically, you can agree, deal with me as well that we didn't break anything, but fortunately, we've been doing. So right now, this candle need to get above 95.5-ish to get at 95.6-ish, right? So those two. Technically, that been already tested with this candle, but still, if this one didn't get back through, is still a resistance in my book. So that's how I say. Two things need to happen, and we still have 6 hours to daily close. But that's going to be looking like could be as well quite divergent. Bit no, it's not. It's barely divergent. But yeah, overall price is still going higher up. Let's see. Let's see if we're gonna see any kind of potential moves. On top of that, there is some liquidity stacked and quite nicely as well. We've been filling it quite really neat, in my opinion. Better than all where was it? Or all of that stuff over here what we've been dealing with, what we went through it. So yeah, potentially what I've been aiming for could go both ways. Getting at a high, could see a pullback. If not, start to regain and grind out of it. Pulling it back, I'm aiming for this node to be taken, and if not, we're gonna get back at the lows. Still that high time frame big block over here. Nothing changed yet. The one from the above one, I don't know if you guys remember that. There used to be as well quite a lot of liquidity over here tagged when I was shorting this, and people have been calling me stupid because there's liquidity, and now look where we end up, and that liquidity gone as well. So by all means, let's see how we're gonna be dealing with that. The thing that interests me as well is, and we are still below the core line. A hefty fail, low, lower. Let's see. We could grab that even way. Getting back at 99, that's gonna grab the 20 axis. So that's gonna be cool as well. I'm gonna settle a higher high, and that's a continuation, right? Same thing what we did over here. So yeah, that could be really nice. Breaks, breaks. That's so yeah, that's one thing. And is there any other block going on? Nope. No anymore. It used to be. We took out one. Remember there was one on 4 hour, but we took it out. There is small one. Come on. Yeah, see. Small one over here. And oh, there we have it. Oh, 1 hour. Overlapping order blocks. Decent. So yeah, we need to deal with that resistance first. Right? Used to be open and fully honest. So yeah, that's I guess everything on Bitty. Our lovely Bitty. Let's have a look maybe on the rest of the tokens, how we are dealing with. This played quite nice out. Had 2 longs on hype, so really nice. So far, unfortunately, we didn't regain the high, but we still could be a little bit more in the range. And we are in the biggest one right now, from 28 till 23. I'm not certain if, I mean, if Bitcoin not gonna do a bigger move to the downside, then I don't think hype's gonna reach 20 with this kind of a range. And I bet, okay, that's surprisingly 1 hour. Fucking hell. I thought I was saying there was bigger one below, but okay, there is one still overlapping support plus the order block. So yeah, I'm taking that. And what was that? The overlapping ones. Boy, oh boy, that's gonna be something. If you blast through 82 and you stuck on, you're gonna be landing on 30k, regaining this hip. Boy, oh boy. But yeah, overall hype. I don't want to get back at 23 or below 23.9. Stick with that. That's still a long in my perspective. We had a nice diversion over here. We took the liquidity and we settled a small support on that one. Overall, I'm still gonna buy it up on 23 and laddering in. So that's one. And Soul, what are you doing? That's a really good regain of stuff. And hold on. So already you can see that there is quite nice up movement on Solana, right? All those highs and lows. But failing at 140, it's gonna bring you a little bit lower into the liquidity. And technically, oh, we are trading below. I'm surprised about that. I thought it's gonna be quite higher up, but no matter. Still fine, structure-wise. So yeah, fail at this level, it might bring you a little bit lower. Grab some of that and then start to build up more. But if you start to get back through all of this stuff, I mean, no matter what, this is freaking juicy. Yeah, that stuff is nice. Really, really nice. Okay, think about this as a 5-minute chart. And if this is your high, this is your low, this is your higher high, right? Settle a higher low. Technically, it would be nice if it's gonna reach this whole gap over here. You're gonna blast through it and you start to get at 170 at the next high. Watch this. Boy, oh boy, if that's happened. So yeah, injective and AVAX, same thing. We are starting to get at the lows again after we settle higher low, lower high, sorry. Interesting stuff. This could still potentially play out if we're going to take out all of that and get back at support and the yearly open that is really, really at the lowest. And same thing on AVAX. We've been breaking the stuff on AVAX already. Structure-wise, not yet on the hip over here, 13.3, but next time we're going to get back at it, that might be broken. And we might fill this fair value gap, plus we're going to take out the support. No matter what, AVAX looks better than injective price, because injective price keeps a little bit lower, and we settle with the yearly open over here with the gap before that. So that could settle as a support and bounce. But AVAX have much more stuff and structure-wise to it, to the downside. So yeah, I need to give it to AVAX. This time it is looking much more better structure-wise. And it did settle higher high after we broke the low what we've been coming from the swing failure point of view. Still potentially we get back at 12.6. Right, that's the lowest I really want AVAX to go. Technically, I don't even want to get back at this whole swing structure over here and the V bottom. The lowest where I want to get it is back at 12.6. Keep that and keep a pace and start to regain this. Because yes, we are doing great in this move, but overall, we are still downtrending. Right? So technically see this as a big range. We come back at 12.6, got to regain. That's going to be the first ever regain still from that whole range to the downside. Or we could potentially see something like that. Right? So yeah, be aware of that. So that's and render. Yeah, render is still at support, but not having a lot of faith in that one anymore, to be honest with you. So the thing is that it's doing the trick is right now the candle, the 4-hour candle, if we start to close, we start to break this whole freaking support structure that you've been building up. You're gliding through. If that happens, we could see a Bart Simpson. Potentially not a big one, but something like over here. Right, grind it out and then start to do some bigger stuff. Been a long time I said Bart Simpson. But yeah, that's what I've been talking about, and I hope it's been clear. Most people so far, yeah, so good. It's a dead price action overall, and market doesn't react that heavily to it, I guess. ETH is doing really, really good. So here it is, like the comparison of ETH and Bitcoin. And ironically, as I said, this is pissing me off because I hate ETH. ETH looks much more better than Bitcoin. There it is. I said it again. Right, we settled the low, so that was a freaking fake out that we settled. Right now, afterwards, what you did, regain your prior local range. Great stuff. Come back, settle support. What you're doing right now, getting back at the high of resistance. That's great. Regaining either way 3.3K 347. The rest not gonna hold you because all of that stuff over here that's been tested, right? This been tested, and the only thing that's holding you is right now what you're at. That already been tested with this wick. So the next move what you're gonna could see going back above 3K 388. That's it. You start to do settle a higher high on this whole freaking move. Nice. Bit jealous, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, ETH looks promising. Yeah, what's the rest doing? How are the shitties? How are the meme coins? Tell me, told me. Is there anything specific? Something fun? XRP, is this dying? Oh, fucking. Why? Why can't you just give up? Here. Oh, Oh, Stu. Oh, Stu, you've been so wrong. And I love to point him wrong. Hold him. That's not gonna hold. Bang on. Where are we going? Next stop? L. I mean 4.6. I bet you they're gonna break this. Bet you. You know why I've been here? Surprise why? Sui. Now, that's something to talk about. Right? Ooh. Well, let's do you see that? That was a nice regain. And holding on the hip. There you have it. You have built up your whole support over here. What you are holding right now. Here. See? And that's what I mean with freaking regain straight afterwards of your low. And this potentially counts as a V bottom. Sideways. Big ass candle to the downside. Take out everything. Straight up. Regain the prior swing failure. So that's the level that you failed from. Build up some structure, grind. And if this is not gonna go higher up, then I have fucking no words anymore for it. That's, in my book, really nice structure. Especially, oh, yeah, there we have it. 1 hour. Look at that. Perfect. To the D. Why? Because this high over here, you simplicize that. Over here, what you fail from, heavily to the downside, what did you do is, easy as that, you took quite a chunk of liquidity. Was there more? Okay. Still, quite a chunk of liquidity. All of the stops been freaking out of the game. In not only, what's that? 5 hours, 4 hours, you regained your prior high, structure higher, selling some support. And if that's not going to blast through it, then I have no words. This should be left behind, in my opinion. So yeah, great stuff. Do we? Great stuff. What do we have here more to look at? Ooh. Okay. Well, still sideways. They could do exact same thing over here. You hold on that, that's fine. Regaining this gets you higher up. But you could grab the liquidity and then blast it through. Not really care about that much about Bitcoin. Sorry, a bit tired. Ooh, well, we are almost there, guys. Almost there. It's not gonna blast. Oh shit, it's in March. Didn't realize that. I'm almost at my birthday. So, could be a nice present. Yeah. Is there anything else, guys, that you want me to look at? Holy shit, Crypto Beauty. What you doing here? Oh my god, I'm cursing your way. Pardon my French. ATS, hello. Major Short, how are you doing, mate? How is everyone? Yes, a lot of people didn't like my point of view. A bit too bearish. I always appreciate you. Thanks. Appreciate that. Off topic. What's the name of the web browser you off topic? Yeah, that's off topic. So the one that I'm using is Brave. I know it's still Google Chrome based, but I don't bother to change it yet. And that's the only one, hands down, that didn't disappoint me at all in anything. Brave, for me, is one of the best ones. And I'm not even all about privacy and VPNs and all that fucking bullshit and jazz, and I don't care about that at all. So that's why I choose Brave. And like working wise and setting like I like this. We have the grouped up, even the tab next to me, like left side. Like this is fucking game changer for me. And it's stable, it's quick, it's stable, doesn't like overall it doesn't eat at all on my performance. Like memory wise, Brave is taking, I'm gonna show you in a second if it's gonna start to calculate everything. Come on, load. I share those things open. Brave is right now with 48 tabs open. Remember that 48 tabs open. It's sitting at 3.2% of CPU usage, right? Percentage right now of applications. Overall use case is, I guess, 5% of my memory. So there it is. And to be honest with you as well, like I have quite decent, I guess, computer. So you can check it out over here. What kind of setup I'm running. Oh yeah, Crypto Beauty. Happy New Year. Exactly. Happy New Year. I always use Brave too. Yeah, it's a great one. Also, well, I'm building low leverage short on PTC at the moment. Can you look at? Sure, I can. Hey, I've been there. Seriously, I've been there. Where was that? Remember? Okay, so yeah, this is quite good. And I mean, freaking out, look at that. I've been mentioning, I guess, that inside retest. Why? That's the whole RSI flip that we need to flip to go higher up. So far, yes, we are the freaking grind to the upside. We got at that point at January 3rd, so it wasn't that long ago, I guess I mentioned that. And now we are dealing with it constantly. So easily said right now, if you start to get at the high and now close anything above 0.18, you regain that because the close was below, right? You don't want to lose this low. Why? Because it's going to bring you back at 0.14, this hip. And I mean, if you want to struggle a little bit longer in this range, then yes, that's the aim. You want to break that. The only thing what matters right now, hold that, regain that hip over here, and it's gonna get back at technically all of this swing. This whole thing was technically a liquidity grab and underside retest of this whole area, and that's your aim. Right? So, are you short? That's the whole thing. I will not even rather short this right now, just because I've been mentioning this is still an up movement and quite heavily and good because it did regain the prior high that you got at that high. So this is your higher high. This is the highest high that you settled, literally in front of the underside retest. So next move should be regained fully and close this fair value gap completely. Is this Brave browser? Is this Brave browser? Mine? Yeah, this is Brave. This is Brave. What I've been showing. Yeah, it is. If that's many tabs is no longer a browser issue. Yeah, it isn't. See, 48, but that's not even all. Right now I have 48. I used to have more, and sometimes I still have much more. Depends on the day and what I need to work on. So Yeah. Yeah. There is one person who would just jump in who have much more things open up, and not on the browser but on TradingView. So I cannot beat him yet. I will try, but that's the bot master himself. But yeah, I guess it's worth it. And to be honest with you, apparently when you start to deal with two TradingView accounts and separate like trading strategies and things that you like, high maintenance, and as well rendering and a lot of that stuff, you will need to have some, yeah, some heavy duty stuff dealt with. But yeah, it. And like I said, Brave never disappointed me. Never. Seriously, it's been a blast. I love the setup. 64 game struggling here. Yeah, but that's on TradingView. Yeah. I will get to that point eventually as well with TradingView and the tabs open and even accounts on that one separate. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking to upgrade the graphical card as well, the GPU next end of this year for my PC and do the dual setup. So I will have. The thing is, like most of the streamers have as well, like one to stream and one to game. Same thing, but then for trading. Yeah, that dual setup that's seriously been kind of thing in my head for a really long time. And they're gonna be as well 2 more monitors coming in. Ah, thanks for joining. Have a good one, and see you next time. Thanks for joining, really appreciate it. Have a good one. It's a Sunday night over here, so evening, end of the evening. So yeah, see you next time. I do a dual setup, one for trading and bots. Yeah, see, there it is. Streaming is serious. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade my office this year. First priorities first, right? But yeah, guys, I think that's it all on our little video over here. I wonder, and I want to check. Oh, by the way, Eagle, are the new blueprints up? I've been saying that the updates are coming, but are they already live? Didn't check it yet. Good that you mentioned that. You didn't. I forgot totally about our kiss situation over here. So we are a little bit separating, heartbroken so far, but let's see how we're gonna continuing that. The top traders, they don't bother. They don't like love, so not dealing with that today. Um, hmm. We are sitting right now at time frame. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, not much change. I need food. Okay, send them to the tech. Okay, cool, 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 cool. So it's coming then, guys. It's coming. All right. Alrighty. Oh yeah, give me guys something to work with. Each port being updated. About to send some. There are two coming up, new ones. Pew, 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 pew. Right here. Oh. Youpie, 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 youpie. That bot did me well. Nice. Next target. Hi, low, high. Technically broke that. Failed that. Grind. Yeah. This could give us nice push if and only if we stick with holding the 0.21. Grind this out. Take all this freaking liquidity out, right? So then come back, send it, right? And then come back again, or do even put like this, and then freaking go. That would be lovely overall because of this. And you start to deal with this. So yeah, that would be really cool. And I think, well, there is quite a lot. Yeah. Nice two stacks. We are grabbing one. That could send us. Same thing what we did over here. To be honest with you, I would not even bother coming back because we didn't do it over here. We didn't came back after that quote unquote V bottom what we settled. It's not really a V bottom, but yeah, technically. That low, I like that. It was sending us from the new year. Yeah, new year. It was sending us, setting this up. Yeah, we could leave that behind as well. Grind this out. Fuck it. Jupiter, you can do it. We've been there. Yes, we've been there. So technically what we are doing right now, it's kind of similar over here, right? All of this hips and sideways and same thing over here. Yeah. Quite a lot of liquidity still. Dang, if we start to regain 0.6, this whole RSI flip, that's gonna be epic. Yeah, that one of X. Leave my bot. I'm gonna some changes to. But yeah, interesting, definitely. Okay. Harp. Mom. Cool. Cool, cool. How are you bots doing, guys? How many people over here are running the bots? Mm-hmm. Yeah, PAX is killing a lot. PAX is, oh, by the way, that's the thing as well. PAX is right now in long. Yeah. This up movement, that's great. I love that shit. Unfortunately, like I bet you that was, and it used to be, back in the days, we used to have different bottom packs, and this should be a ladder trade in. So with re-entries, I would like that much more because technically it could. But yeah, it's fine. AVEX hurt me. Ooh, don't say that. There are AVEX lovers over here. AVEX don't hurt. AVEX only loves. Jupiter Optimizer, yeah. 80, 1. Okay, so you go as high as it goes on 20 first one and then below 20%. I like that as well. Yeah. With one. Yeah. So guys, okay, small summary how I'm dealing with my bots. Uh, so this is the whole library of the bots, right? Remember, and this is freaking important. You don't need to have all of them running, right? The thing is that you need to consider and remember at least is the time frame. Time frame is a little bit more important. So remember, if the time frame is above 2 hours, right, it could be much more stable as a bot and much more efficient in long term. Lower time frame, you're dealing with much more trades because it's going much more often in and out a trade. That means there could be much more losses, right, into it. That's as well as something that you should considering, right? The time frame. I prefer 4, 3, 2 hours, full hours, right? But the low of the weirdly quote unquote hours, like 105 minutes or 155 or whatever, right? Or 90 minutes even, like those are good for much more optimized trades, but there is as well more trades to it. So that deals with much more stop losses, break evens, or whatever, right? But even then, my outperforming one is still PAX, and Jupiter. Either way, is on 130. But yeah, I used to tweak that one back in the days. That one is really good. What did I had as well? PAX for sure. Oh yeah, Curve. Yeah, PRV. That one is good as well. It had some chop, but still, I like. Weirdly enough, don't mind that chop on Curve because it's the first is kind of break even, and then it goes in a really good trade. So yeah, right. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So this is well like X already 5 trades. Yeah, sorry, technically 5, 4-ish, and full 4 trades in right now. Right, cake. Like I don't mind this. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, great, and one been already iffy. Yeah. So what? Right. Are my own settings, so that's not really bothering to show. Jupiter, even sideways, like this one big move was great. So I don't mind this loss. And technically, this is not loss because it took the first TP, but it didn't go in break even because I had it on the second one. But still, like I don't mind. Curve, 2 perfect trades, 1 loss. This one didn't trigger because I was fucking dealing with the settings and everything. So it didn't fire up for me, unfortunate. Well, I mean, fortune to fortune, whatever you want to see it. Right now, we are here. Me? No, I never paused them. I didn't even pause them when I was away for Christmas time. And that's, not here. Cake is a good example. This. I didn't pause my cake or any bots in this period. And still, like, they did well to me. Even here, I didn't pause them. Like I've been saying, what I did is on some of them, I decreased a leverage, 1 or 2, whatever, right? And on some of them, I even decreased. On the good, when I'm not PAX one, I'm full maxed out. I'm sad that it's not going higher than 10. But the thing is, I didn't pause them. It's not the point of me having a bot I need to pause and play or unpause constantly. What's the point of it? The point is to let them run. Point is not to focus on this, but on this, right? And technically the future that's coming. On the point. Yes, I understand. Yeah, I'm losing money. I know. Like that's why I said risk management. lower your leverage, go even 1x, fuck it, don't care about it. If you see you have one big ass move that is going great and the price starts to pick up volume wise, the trade goes well, and even the market start to explode and you see green numbers, you can considering then, okay, let's bring back the old leverage, right? But always still, because so what's the point when you post the bot? When do you know where do you need to switch them on? Where do you know that? You don't, because what's the point? Otherwise, you can go and trade manually as well, right? So no, I don't. I never pause my bots. I only pause them if I don't know, need to change something, or I'm like tweaking the settings or finding something. Then yeah, I maybe pause them. But in the long term, what I've been doing with the bots, no, never. Exactly. What's the point of the bot? So if you are here in the game right now using the bots to make money from day to day, that's not gonna happen that often or that quicker that you think. Why? Because we cannot, like, how can I say, we cannot make the trade happen in the right direction that it goes. I don't know what the market's gonna do. I can predict in which it's gonna go, but still, the bot is still calculating on its own way which direction it might face, and in between that, there is gonna be a losing trade. Yes or no? But overall, so those numbers over here, even if you want to go drive by, those numbers are not based only on this. They are based on the bigger picture. So why would you compare this to all of that stuff? That's not really fair if you don't let the bots do the thing and let them make the money. And yes, people can complain. You start with the bots on the wrong time. To be honest with you, every single time you're gonna start with the bots, it's gonna be a wrong time. We, or sorry, not we, the boss will needed to have it on the Black Friday. So that's that. After that, yes, we knew there's gonna be some dead price action. We will need to deal with it. But it is, it happens. It's done. Next year, this gonna come back and it's gonna deal again with it. Right? Every single December level. So yeah, that's why we calculate over longer time periods so we can consider as well for the future for the longer time frame. And by all means, remember as well, we're dealing with most of, sorry, not most, all of our bots are set on alts, right? So they are a bit manipulated by volume, even fucking institutions, whatever one call it. So no matter what is coming, you can have a black swan event and you can blame the bots for that as well tomorrow. But that's not the point. Yeah, silver. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, PEGs and silver are not alts. Technically, they are because they are tokenized, so they are still considered as an alt, but they are backed by real gold and silver, right? So yeah, crypto wise, it's still all under this alt. So that's the whole idea that I can give you. And yes, like I see, like this is no lie. I can even show you my spreadsheet, but yeah, I took some losses. So what? Like I've been saying, all those losses that I took here made up on here and bit more on here. Yeah, and then next one even much more. So I'm already technically on break even on that one, or even more. I didn't check the numbers yet. I don't care. I don't want to check every single day the numbers. Why? Because then I'm gonna think like, oh, it need to make my money today. No, it's set for a long term. What's a long term in your book, right? Is it for a day? Then that's a wrong description of it. Should be more than a month, at least, right? Or two. So yeah, that's that. get back on your questions. No, I don't switch my bots off. Ever. Only thing I consider is lower the margin maybe or increase the margin on the leverage. Yeah, I consider that. Okay, I can give you a small. I don't know if I can even do that, to be honest with you, because then you're gonna focus on that too much. There are ways, like on top of this, right? If you are a real trader, if you want to be like on top of it and managing this as well as possible to like increase the amount of stop losses that the bot's gonna create on you, why don't you go and use different indicators to back all of the trade that's doing, right? I don't say you need to do it, but if you are scared of losing a lot of trades, then easiest way as well is, and this is why I say like maybe you shouldn't do it because you're gonna focus to that too much and you're gonna be a little bit more on top of that, and what you shouldn't be because then you control the bot in the way that you start to manipulate them, and that's not how it should be. So why? Oh Jesus, that's a delay. Right? Like you could technically add Wavemaster to it, but then, like I said, it's gonna be you need to know what you are dealing with, and you need to know how to read that. Right? If you want, you can do that as well and compare it. Like what gives you the oscillator? Is this the right position to go into it? Yes or no? What I do, I rather not to use Wavemaster. I rather use my own TA on the structure wise. If this is the right place, if it goes, and how deep can we go, and should I be stopped right now or not, or let it run? But then, like I said, you shouldn't do that because if you have multiple bots running, then good luck keeping track on all of them like that. That's why I said leave it as it is. Make sure you just managing your risk management and deal with that, and let the bots run. Yeah, I'm gonna set up that silver. I like the 20x on that one. So that's gonna be crazy. How does it actually do? Oh boy. Oh boy. Nothing been broken yet. Silver doesn't want to be broken. Oh, fuck. Please give me the blueprints on the silver right now. That need to be in the trade right now. Boy, that's gonna explode. Yeah, I don't mind that. But it's technically same with packs as well, right? Like this could deal with exact the same thing, right? And as packs. Like sometimes it's hard to get on packs as well because it have those extended move and it's only go up and up and up, and you're considering like, yeah, you need to retrace. But fuck it. Technically, like freaking, that's the weirdest part of it, and some things as in common sense keeps you away from it. Like blind eye that you can even freaking throw a stone at it and random pick a number and long the shit out of it. And you still be will be making money. Oh, by the way, guys, did you see this? I don't know if you realized that I saw this. We just make higher high. Remember, 22 August 11. 22 August 11. Oh, this part is. Uh, uh, yes. And okay, to be honest with you, yes, that could be like consider it, if we're doing this, what's crazy to be in the way extended move, right? That short, yeah, we could deal with that short, but a little bit more extended, like something like this for ages, and then freaking do another one. Could be, but if that's only like once in a lifetime thing, then that short will be quite epic. Yeah, going back at 35 ish bucks. Sorry, 29. That was the high. Yeah, but yeah, definitely. And let's see. I'm quite interested in the bot on Silva. What we're gonna pick next? Nickel? Platinum? Zinc? I mean, like, it wouldn't be crazy, right? That's already 1K. Yeah, perfect. Uranium. Oh, I like that. Fuck yeah. Uranium. I had it. Holy fuck. What you mean? Wait. Oh, you failed that. Lower. You regained that. You failed again. You settled and you were fucking low. And you blast through it? What the fuck happens? 7th of April 2025. What the fuck happened on April? Smern, do you know something about that? Like worldwide shit? How is it that they fucking broke the technically local structure and they send it fucking 2x? Uh, Ow. Damn, boy. That shit was nasty. And that's not even crypto. What date? Literally the 7th of April 2025. That's low. Bro. Oh, and if crypto does that, oh, it's such a manipulation. Like this. What the fuck have that to do with platinum? Did they give it away for free or what? Creation day. Hey, but crypto does that? Oh, it's such a manipulation, right? Look at fucking commodities. It's resurrection day. Oh, dang. Oh, boy. But yeah. Okay, let's wrap this up because we've been quite over time, like always. So yeah, those are the levels. Not much changed yet. Still a couple of hours to go for weekly open. It's gonna be quite interesting next week. Are there any, by the way, economic numbers coming in? Spendings, personal spendings in the US. That's minimum wage, right? Personal income. Oh, PCI. Oh, okay. PPD. Final rate lower. All right. Some, but that's when? Two. When is that? Oh, that Thursday. You can ignore and apply that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I bet you I will fucking ignore that. There's not much added to it. No data, no data, no data. Fucking hell. Trading view, you lacking. Um, mm, 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 mm. That could be interesting. Helpless claims. 1.8 million. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm gonna skim through all that, but let's see. Could be interesting, right? Someone's gonna bring us on top of it definitely next week. And yeah, but all that, I think I'm gonna switch my recording off and call it a day. Thank you very much. Appreciate it and stay safe. Later.